If you wanted to know who's earning top dollar on each NBA franchise, you've come to the right spot. Here are the highest paid players on every NBA team in 2021. Golden State Warriors, Stephen Curry, $43,006,362. The highest paid player on the Warriors and the highest paid player in the entire NBA is Steph Curry for the 4th year in a row. Best shooter in basketball history, signed a $201 million supermax in 2017 and will make $43 million this season, and deservedly so. Brooklyn Nets, James Harden, $41,254,920. James Harden has tried really hard to become a member of the Nets, and he's succeeded, proving once again that the NBA is the players' league. He'll be earning north of $41 million this year, and he, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie will be the highest paid trio in NBA history. The Nets' Big Three will earn $113 million in 2021, which is more than some teams will pay for their entire 15-man roster. Philadelphia 76ers, Tobias Harris, $34,358,850. Tobias Harris is the 3rd best player on the Sixers, but he's getting paid the most money. Harris is a good player, don't get us wrong, but in a salary cap-driven sport, you probably shouldn't pay your 3rd option the $34.3 million Harris will be making in 2021. LA Clippers, Paul George, $35,450,412. PG-13 did not have the best season with the Clippers in 2020, to say the least. Despite all the nicknames and MIA moments in the playoffs, George is still one of the best two-way players in the NBA, and he'll earn $35.5 million this season. Houston Rockets, John Wall, $41,254,920. John Wall signed the Supermax deal in 2017 that will pay him over $40 million until 2023. Because Wall suffered 2 season-ending injuries in a row, this was considered the worst deal in the NBA in recent years. However, if John can stay healthy, he can still be very productive and justify his big contract. LA Lakers, LeBron James, $39,219,566. LeBron James, the king, the best player in the game today. He doesn't care how you choose to call him because he just won his 4th title and he earns $39.2 million a year just from his NBA salary. He also just signed a 2-year extension with the Lakers, and by the time this deal is up, he'll be the highest paid NBA player in history. Milwaukee Bucks, Khris Middleton, $33,051,724. Giannis just signed the largest contract in NBA history, a $228 million supermax. However, he's still playing under the contract he signed in 2016, which means that his running mate, Khris Middleton, is the Bucks' highest paid player. Middleton will make $33 million this season. Orlando Magic, Nikola Vucevic, $26 million. Nikola Vucevic is one of those players who gets a quiet 20 and 10 every night, with not that many shots, with no flashy moves, and yet he's one of the best centers in the NBA and is the highest paid employee of the Magic, with a $26 million salary in 2021. Utah Jazz, Mike Conley, $34,502,130. Back in 2016, Mike Conley signed what was the largest contract in NBA history at the time. He never made the All-Star team, but the Grizzlies gave him $153 million for the next 5 years. He played 3 injury-plagued seasons with the team before they traded him to Utah, where he'll earn $34.5 million in the last year of that big contract. Indiana Pacers, Malcolm Brogdon, $20,700,000. The Pacers were never big spenders in free agency, and they always chose to moderately pay players with potential rather than splashing max dollars on a star. Brogdon fit that mold in 2019 when the Pacers signed him to an offer sheet that the Milwaukee Bucks didn't match. With Oladipo gone, Brogdon will be the highest paid Pacer this season with a $20.7 million salary. San Antonio Spurs, DEMAR DEROZAN, $27,739,975. I'm not sure why the Spurs didn't trade DEMAR DEROZAN this offseason, considering he's in the last year of his contract that will pay him $27.7 million in 2021. I guess there is still the February trade deadline to trade him for some future assets because the Spurs are not going to be very good this year. Portland Trailblazers, Damian Lillard, $31,626,953. Dame Dollar is a great rap name, especially when you earn a maximum salary in the National Basketball Association as a side gig. Lillard will make $31.6 million this year. Memphis Grizzlies, GORGUI, $17,287,640. Out of all the names on this list, this is the most surprising one. Memphis is still in the rebuilding phase and their 2 best players are still on rookie deals. That leaves us with GORGUI, who was one of the lucky players who benefited from entering free agency in 2016 when the new TV deal increased the salary cap by 20% and all NBA teams suddenly had cap space. Jang signed a big deal with the Timberwolves and will pocket over $17 million in 2021. Washington Wizards, Russell Westbrook, $41,358,814. Westbrook is one of the few players who signed the Supermax contract, which was designed to give leverage for small market teams to retain superstars. Russ signed the Supermax with OKC in 2017 and will earn $41.3 million this year with the Wizards. New Orleans Pelicans, Steven Adams, $27,528,088. Even though Brandon Ingram just signed a max extension with the team, the highest paid player on the Pelicans is Steven Adams with a $27.5 million salary in 2021, thanks to a big $100 million deal he signed with OKC back in 2016. Minnesota Timberwolves, KARL-ANTHONY Towns, $29,467,800. When the Timberwolves won the draft lottery in 2015, everybody knew that they were going to draft KARL-ANTHONY Towns, just like everybody knew that they were going to offer him a max extension once his rookie deal expired. Big Cat is now in his 6th NBA season and will earn $29.5 million for his efforts to turn Wolves into a playoff team again. Toronto Raptors, Pascal Siakam, $30,559,200. Toronto Raptors have one of the best scouting and development systems in the NBA. Their GM, Masai Ujiri, is now known for finding diamonds in the rough and turning them into great NBA players. Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, and Pascal Siakam all came out of nowhere in recent years and are now starting for the Raptors. After the departure of Kawhi Leonard, they gave the keys to the franchise to Siakam, who went from not even playing basketball at the age of 16 to a $30 million NBA paycheck at the age of 26. Phoenix Suns, Chris Paul, $41,358,814. Chris Paul signed a $160 million 4-year contract at the age of 33, and he shouldn't be too worried that Carlton smashed the glass on his Kia in a commercial. You're earning $41.3 million a year, and I'm not buying your acting skills, Chris. Dallas Mavericks, Kristaps Porzingis, $29,467,800. First, he was booed by New York fans on draft night, but in just a couple of seasons, Kristaps Porzingis turned into a franchise player for the Knickerbockers. But then, he served the boos right back to the franchise and pulled an Eric Bledsoe, saying that he doesn't really want to be there. They traded him to the Mavs, who subsequently gave him a max contract despite the injury concerns, and Porzingis will earn just under $30 million this season. Denver Nuggets, Nikola Jokic, $29,542,010. Nikola Jokic is the best passing center who ever played basketball. He probably never had a six-pack, he can't really jump, but it doesn't matter. As far as we're concerned, he's the best true center in the NBA today, and he deserves every cent from his $29.5 million salary. Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler, $34,379,100. Paying Jimmy Butler a max contract paid off for the Heat because Jimmy led them to the NBA Finals and almost won them another Larry O'Brien with a few spectacular performances. Jimmy will earn $34.38 million in 2021 from his NBA salary and likely a bit more with his new coffee business, especially if the price stays at $20 a cup. Cleveland Cavaliers, Kevin Love, $31,258,256. When LeBron first left Cleveland in 2010, they dropped from a contender to the worst team in the league and didn't make the playoffs until LeBron returned from Miami. After LeBron left the second time, they didn't want to relive the gruesome past, so they paid Kevin Love a hefty sum to keep him in Ohio and stay somewhat relevant. Because he has a thick medical carton and is on the wrong side of 30, Love's $31 million a year contract is untradeable, and he'll likely stay in Cleveland until it expires. Chicago Bulls, Otto Porter, $28,489,239. Back in 2017, Otto Porter was arguably the best 3-and-D player in the entire NBA. He was among the league leaders in three-point percentage, and because it was his contract year, he attracted a lot of teams in free agency and demanded a max salary. He got the bag from the Wizards, the same team who drafted him 3rd overall in 2013, and will earn over $28 million this season with the Bulls. Detroit Pistons, Blake Griffin, $36,810,996. "We want you to be a Clipper for life," said the Clippers management to Blake Griffin, only to trade him to Detroit 6 months later. But other than his personal belongings, Blake also brought a 5-year, $173 million deal from LA to Motor City. Griffin is currently in a 4th year of that contract, which will pay him almost $37 million in 2021. Boston Celtics, Kemba Walker, $34,379,100. After the Kyrie Irving era spectacularly flamed out in Boston, the Celtics swapped him for another undersized point guard with all-star credentials and a knack for scoring. Kemba is probably not as good of a player, but he's definitely more team-friendly, and he got the big green bag to wear the Celtics green. Walker signed a 4-year, $140 million extension in 2019 and will earn north of $34 million this year. Atlanta Hawks, Danilo Gallinari, $19,500,000. Hawks have a bunch of young talent surrounded by Trae Young, who was also still playing on his rookie contract. Atlanta did the right thing by cashing in and spending this offseason, and they added several pieces to try to get to the playoffs for the first time since 2017. Hawks signed one of the biggest free agent names in Bogdan Bogdanovic and Danilo Gallinari, and the latter became the highest paid player on the team with a $19.5 million salary in 2021. Sacramento Kings, Buddy Hield, $24,931,817. Even though they signed Aaron Fox to a $163 million maximum extension this offseason, he's still playing under his rookie deal in 2021. The biggest bread getter for the Kings this season is actually Buddy Hield, Fox's backcourt mate and one of the best shooters in the league. Buddy will earn just under $25 million this season. Charlotte Hornets, Gordon Hayward, $28,500,000. Many people slandered Michael Jordan in Charlotte for giving Gordon Hayward a $120 million contract, but I was one of the few people that didn't mind this signing. I mean, sometimes you have to be realistic about your options in life, and it's not like the Hornets are known for signing marquee free agents. In fact, Hayward is the biggest name they ever signed through free agency, and if he stays healthy, he can still play at an all-star level, and I don't think $28.5 million for his services is too much. Oklahoma City Thunder, Al Horford, $27,500,000. Thunder GM Sam Presti went into a blitzkrieg rebuild to secure about 1,000 draft picks, which meant taking on a few contracts other GMs were trying to get rid of. One player in that category is Al Horford, who got paid handsomely by the Sixers last season. Still, his on-court production didn't go hand in hand with the money he was getting, so he and his $27.5 million contract got shipped to OKC. New York Knicks, Julius Randle, $18,900,000. For the first time in what seems like forever, the New York Knicks are not obnoxiously overpaying mediocre players, are well below the luxury tax, and they even own all their future first-round picks. Granted, they are far away from a winning team, but the playoff-starving fans at the Garden have something to be hopeful about. Most of the Knicks' salary cap is filled with rookie contracts, and their only player earning more than $10 million a year is Julius Randle, who is owed $18.9 million in 2021. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe as we put out videos like these every day. Let us know what you thought about this video in the comments, and what video would you like to see next?